Okay, so how do you not hate drawing manga? The simple answer is just plan, and the long answer is this video. Now I relate to this because my first manga took 8 to 11 months before completion because I was planning poorly, and the story suffered a lot because in the timeline I had a lot of different ideas for the manga, and it ended up looking like a Frankenstein in the end because there was a lot going on. Alluding to a future video, you want to draw a one shot before you commit to a manga idea. It will reveal a lot of your weaknesses than just going for a series straight up. But yeah, here's how to not hate drawing your manga. Watch till the end because the last tip is the most important. So number one, you want to do proper planning. And by proper planning, I mean writing your story down on paper and not just thinking about it whilst drawing. That's something I did in the previous time I did the manga. And you can read for yourself, it's not that good. The only thing that's saving it is the art somewhat. My personal tip here is writing on paper rather than writing on your phone, because your phone has weird ways of distracting you. I know from experience. You'll be writing it and you hit like some sort of wall and you convince yourself you're going to look for some inspiration, and before you know it, you are binging a manga. So just write it on paper and keep your phone away until you are done writing. Number two, you want to draw storyboards or use storyboards. What exactly is a storyboard? Now let's speak Nkosinian for a bit. We haven't done that in a while. It is a bunch of simple sketches you have done in a short space of time to help you define and refine your manga ideas. They don't have to be as defined or detailed. They just have to be enough for you to understand, not particularly anyone else. Again, here I recommend a traditional pencil and paper method. I'm not gonna recommend going on your phone and using your sketching app or whatever app you use like Ibis, because sketching on paper is much faster in general, in my experience anyways. The overall book I recommend for this entire not hating your manga process is an old school book. For instance, a book that you had in the previous grade that you didn't exactly finish, like a 72 page book from your previous grade that you didn't finish, something like that life orientation book which you ignored for the majority of school, if you even had one, and then just use that one. The remaining pages should be enough, because you don't really write anything on your LO books now, do you? Of course, after storyboarding, you want to take a picture of the storyboards and then export it, draw from there, clean up the sketches, and then move on. But yeah, method number three, you want to set aside time every day for you to draw at least 1 to 3 pages. I recommend going for 3, right? And when you're going for 2, don't beat yourself up too much, because some pages are more detailed than the others. Now, why 2 to 3 pages specifically? Well, because it lets you use Parkinson's law properly. And what Parkinson's law is, in a nutshell, is reducing the time for something to get done so that you work faster on it. For instance, when you had projects in schools, when you do them last minute, you work on them and you know like there is a limited time into this. You do them more effectively than someone who did them a week prior, like someone who did it in the proper timeline, because why? You are focusing on the important stuff. That's why there are some people that kind of look like geniuses just because of the fact that they worked on the thing last minute. They got the more effective work done. It's like forcing your brain to focus on the immediate important stuff. Now for number 4, we have experimentation. This is my favorite part, personally speaking, in drawing manga, because experimenting with different things in the manga kind of keeps things interesting. If you see a new shading style, you want to try it in your manga. If you see a new toning style, you want to try it in your manga. If you see this, you want to try it in your manga. This is what keeps your art interesting and what makes it so much fun for you, rather than trying to maintain a similar art style. One thing you want to do is just keep your characters looking the same so they are recognizable to the viewer, but you can always be a bit more malleable, you can always be a bit more flexible with your art style. Just make the characters recognizable. That's the only thing that matters. For instance, you can try a new perspective, like some crazy dynamic perspective, like 5-point perspective, which is personally my favorite, or fresh new ways to draw mouths or body proportions or noses. Number 5 is save the best part for last. When you planned out everything in your manga, you have the freedom to draw any page you want, which is awesome. But avoid the pages you were anticipating, like those fight scenes, right? If you start by drawing them or making them, your willingness to draw the next couple of pages will drop noticeably, even dramatically. But that about wraps it up for this one. You want to start prepping as soon as possible so you can drop your manga before the year ends, man. Come on. A year is getting more powerful anyways, so you don't want to drop the ball on this. Also remember, an art block you can duck if you are persistent as fuck.